Okay. I'm so happy to be back. I'm just having more and more fun with doing readings and everything. So we're going to do a spread. I'm following a kind of a list of what I'm going to do. I'm going to do past, present, future, hopes, fears, external factors, advice, and likely outcome. Okay. To use that. Okay. Alright, so what are we looking at for your past? Oh my. Past. Present. Future. Okay. Hopes and fears. Good. I like that. Okay. External factors. What is going on around you? Your advice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, past we have the Emperor in reverse. The present we have vulnerability, the Strength in reverse. And the future is the Hangman in reverse. No. It's upright. There's a lot of topsy-turvies going on. Okay, let's see. For your hopes and your fears, you have the Moon in reverse. You can read it. Okay. Then we have the external factors, the Ace of Wands in reverse. We have your advice, which is Five of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the likely outcome, which is the Five of Swords. So, what's been going on? Well, straight up, I'm getting stress. And it's been getting you super down. The future, I'm getting hang in there. And it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Because when you've been going through the ringer like this, that is not funny. And it's coming off as like a joke. Because when you've got loving support, oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, so there's like this RV, and like, I guess they put a picture of their dog on the window, but I just straight up thought this animal was just like staring at me, and it kind of freaked me out. It could be real. No, it'd be standing there for a really long time. That'd be so super weird. Okay, so it's getting me like hang in there, and it's coming from a very loving source, like in a very loving sense, that they're making light of the situation, not to make fun of you, not that they're getting anything out of you suffering, but what they're really getting out of it is the fact that your future, like, they know a future that we don't. They see good things that we don't. And that's what they're telling you to hang in there for. Does that make sense? For your hopes and your fears, with the moon being in reverse, this is part of why I feel like they're telling you hang in there. Because we've got this really dark gray and red. And it was like super bright. I can't see myself. Okay, so we've got this like really dark, like gray and red, and it's like fire. And they could be very strong cards, literally strength, literally an emperor, like that's strength, that's power, and they're both in reverse. So things have not been going your way, just to say the least. Even now, with the future, and although they're doing what they can to make light of it so that there's something for you to look for, kind of like a silver lining, it's still a very having to wait, needing to just kind of chill out. But I feel like it's also an opportunity for, while you're having to wait, while you're chilling out, gaining clarity is the moon upside down, regaining composure, truth. Now it does say self-deception, but it's also subsiding anxiety, releasing fear, and unveiling secrets. So I feel like what that is you learning more about yourself, learning more about who you are, even though it doesn't come off as straight, that's me. But you're in this period of cultivation, of self-cultivation, through the fire, kind of like a diamond in the rough. It all starts off as coal, and through pressure and extreme heat, like legit lava, that kind of heat and pressure, it pushes out all the impurities. And that's what the diamond is. It's just pure. And it's not a fun process to go through. And it does take a lot of time. I feel like it's one of those... My hair is just poof today. I feel like it's just one of those things where you're in a period of cultivation. Or maybe a dark night of the soul. Which is where you go through a series of ego deaths, which aren't fun. Because, like, for me, a lot of ego deaths that I went through where it's kind of like untwisting my unhealthy or toxic perspectives of, like, what is judging people and why I apparently did it so freaking much. And a lot of it stemmed from being judged myself from when I was a kid. Like, I was really judged a lot. I was made fun of for, like, everything. And it's not that I wanted to do that to other people, but for a long time, that's just what I thought people did, was to be so harsh and critical and stern. And learning how to undo that and become softer, become more sensitive, to ease up. That was one of the hardest things for me, was for me to lighten up and not be so hard on myself and on everybody else. That one took a really long time. And Dark Night of the Soul is no joke. Part of it is because, like this, your external factors is the Ace of Wands in reversed. Hesitant, missed opportunities, wasted talent, potential, infertility. Not fun. This is what's going on around you. It's kind of like your environment itself, wherever you're at, your home, your job, your mindset, very, very unproductive. There's not a lot of good karma coming back, and that's partly due to you and or the environment that shaped you also being unproductive, counterproductive, even causing damage instead of healing or making progress of any kind. So unfortunately, this is more of like a current karma, and it's not, karma isn't like, oh, you did this to yourself, or karma's a bitch and she's here to pay you back. You know what I mean? That's not what karma is. It's kind of like a recoil or like echolocation. When a bat like sends out signals and gets signals back, that's a lot like karma. Or planting a seed, farming. I'm going to go with Master Oogway. When you plant a peach seed, it's only going to grow into a peach tree. You know, there are some things that you can't control, but there are some things that you can, but only so much. Because, like, I forgot the little red panda's name. He was like, well, yeah, but you can control, like, when to put it in the ground and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, you have to water it and you have to nurture it. And he was just so very, like, anxious and like, you have to. Master Uwe just reminded him with, like, really gentle, like, just pushing the dirt over it. Like, of course, 100%, you can control different aspects of that reality, but no matter what you do, you can't make it an orange tree. You can't make it a strawberry. You can't make that anything but what it is. And that's kind of part of what this dark night of the soul is. Now, I'm going to say, let's give it an easy energy. Partly because you have the hanged man in your future. And you have your hopes and your fears are going to, I feel like your future is going to stir up this moon in reverse energy. The fact that your future is going to be water compared to straight fire, it's going to throw you off the rocks a little bit. The fact that your current environment still has a fire energy, it's going to kind of sizzle you out. Does that make sense? Like if you were a tree and you were on fire and you've been on fire, and then all of a sudden there's this really big heavy rainfall, well, you're going to lose all that fire. You're going to lose some branches, but besides what you've already lost. And when, sorry, I'm like struggling to talk right now. After the rain goes, you're just going to be a big, ugly black chunk. Does that make sense? So we're not really looking at something really super grand and pretty right now, because I would love to tell you, oh, you get a house, you're going to get money, your love is going to come your way. I'll tell you what, I like listening to those readings because they pump me up, they make me feel good, and whether I get it or whether I don't, I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy with even just the idea of it. That's fine, because I like the feeling that I get with the idea of having those things. And I do that as a form of self-love and to keep me happy and keep me going. And unfortunately, I'm not giving you that type of a reading. But I like to be real. Because sometimes we get fed a lot of fairy tales, and that's part of where this self-deception will come in, is hoping too much for fairy tales and ignoring the reality that you might be in. It's still pretty hot. It's still pretty, simmering and stuff. And, everyone around you, it's not going to be too pretty either. If, let's say you're in the forest and you're a tree burnt. You're not going to be the only one that's been burning. You know what I mean? You probably only caught fire because somebody else was burning and you got stuck with the aftermath. But regardless of that, because I'm a huge fan of just continuing to gently but surely focus on self-healing, that does a lot more, it has a lot more energetic impact than you may think. Especially when it comes down to the long run, because you start now and any progress that you make is going to be that much more progress for the rest of your life. You might be in a situation where you're not supported, where you've been torn down. You might be the only one who has your own back. Because I'm not seeing other people. Even with your outer experiences, there's literally one ghostly hand and a stick. That doesn't tell me, oh, you've got a network of support. What that does tell me is that maybe you have the advantage of a lot of people not directly coming at you, even though there may be a lot of passive aggressiveness, pettiness, just kind of like tension that you can't ignore. Like, it just, you know it's there, and you know what I mean, and you gotta do what you gotta do to kind of sidestep it for now. I'm trying to figure out how the 5 of Pentacles is advice. Because it's got improvement in finances, luck, end of hardship, and a positive change. So, I'm going to have to get more cards. I feel like what you need to do would be to start working on improving your finances. Preparing, like, just becoming more responsible, because it says luck favors the prepared. So, get a budget in order. Take a look at the things like, is your car breaking down? Why don't you make a list? Your house breaking down, make a list of all these things that you need to do, and start learning how to work on these things. I'm gonna give you a warning. When you're going through a dark night of the soul, and you start working on yourself to become better, and most especially when you have a very unsupportive environment where people will come after you for these things. People will come after you for these things. They will not like you, applaud you, or appreciate you for becoming a better person. Because this is the card that I really want to say right now. The likely outcome is the 5 of Swords. My video cut out. If I'm smart, I'll know how to put it back together. So, basically what I was saying is that I don't know, that I feel like I'm figuring out what that card is. That is you gaining your self-respect, and the respect of others too. They're gonna have to respect that, because now you're the one with the upper hand. Does that make sense? I think I'm gonna cut it off there. I was a little bit startled by my video cutting off on me. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to piece the two pieces of technology together. And that's another thing I feel like, a good example of learning how to become more responsible in a sense. So like if I'm going to have tarot readings and I'm going to do it like online, I'm going to have to learn how to kind of roll with these punches, you know. I'm gaining skills in what I want to do. That's like kind of part of my responsibility as being a tarot reader, and putting the work in and really getting good at what I'm doing, like earning my own, earning my respect, earning my position, earning my title by working hard. It's those little things that just kind of, it used to knock me down. The dog, I just keep staring at that dog. Okay, it used to knock me down. It used to make me stressed out because there was always so much to do. So I learned how to cut out all this extra work. And now I'm starting to get back into something I like doing. And now there's parts of it like this where I'm going to have to work harder at it. But it's kind of me learning for the first time how to really consistently give to what I love. I love doing this. I used to be scary because I was terrified of people, and then I worked on my social skills and healing to the point where I was no longer terrified of people. That it used to be kind of like, well, it's nervous. What if I don't get views? Am I just wanting the money out of it? Well, can I get money somewhere else? Do I actually really like tarot? This is parts of like, you're going to continue, like, this is also another part of the joke. Hang in there. I feel like that'd be great for the title. Hang in there. That's part of the joke, I feel like, because this ongoing hard work isn't gonna stop, but you will start to enjoy it. And I think I'm gonna end it there. I hope you guys benefited from this reading. I really enjoyed doing it. I look forward to doing the next one. Have a good night.